What's up, y'all? Toya here, and I am back with another video for y'all. Before we get into the video, make sure you guys either like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. All right, y'all. So today we are going to talk about catering apps. Now, if you've been around for a bit, you will know that catering delivery apps are my favorite gig apps. My motto has always been to make more while working less, and catering delivery gig apps, they do just that. Now, for those who might be new, you might be wondering, what's so special about catering? It's just a bunch of food. How is it different from doing DoorDash or Uber Eats? Well, honestly, it's not too different, but it's still different at the same time. The best way I like to describe these catering orders is that it's an upscaled food delivery with an extra step at the end. And that's because, well, you're picking up food from a restaurant. It's a lot more food in most cases, and you're going to a delivery location. It could be a place of work. It could be someone's house. And from there, you may have to do a simple buffet style setup. So you're just laying out all the trays or the bags, the silverware plates, stuff like that. And you're just laying it out in a nice, neat spread. And if you're lucky, you actually may not have to do setup at all. You might just have to drop it off with the receptionist or just drop it off at the front door, whatever it may be. But like I said, upscaled food delivery. You're pretty much doing the exact same thing that you would, just on a larger scale, and you have that additional setup at the end. So I would say it's a pretty easy job, and you can make quite a bit of money with some of these orders. I have seen some people make $100, $200, $300 on a single order. And some of those orders may have only taken them about an hour to do. Now, are all the orders like that? No, you do have to work your way up. For myself, as someone that does gig work part-time, I'm not there yet, but it's still pretty nice to go and get some pretty decent paying orders like this one that I did where I got paid about 80 something bucks and I knocked it out in about a half an hour. So you're hearing all of this and you're like, okay, I'm interested. What are some apps that I can sign up for if I want to get into this catering game? Well, that's what we're gonna go over today. I'm gonna go over a list of different catering delivery apps that you can sign up for and start getting your hustle on. So let's go ahead and get into the first app, and that app is called Delivered. Now, Delivered is one of the 2 catering apps that I use on a regular. So for the Delivered app, you are going to make at least a minimum of $20 per order. And it doesn't matter how small the order is. Literally, the last catering order that I just did, it was only $70 worth of food, individual meal boxes, right? And I got paid $20 to deliver it across the street. Literally. If you haven't seen that video, make sure you go ahead and check it out. But Delivered does right by their drivers. So if you run into a situation where you have a customer that unfortunately didn't tip, they will go ahead and cover that tip and make sure you get paid at least $20 for that order. The other thing I love about Delivered is that you're always going to be paid the next day. So if you completed a delivery on a Monday, you're going to receive the payment for that order on Tuesday. Now, if you did an order on a Friday or throughout the weekend, you will get paid the next business day on Monday. And same goes for holidays. If the payday would have been on that holiday, you'll get paid the next day after that. So it's a great way to make some money if you are in a pinch. You know that you're going to be getting your money the next business day. With their orders, they're going to go and send them directly to you. So you're not going to have to try to fight over an order. It's not just blasted out to everywhere. They do have something called the Open Opportunity Board where you can go and pick up orders that might still need a driver. Usually it's an order that was dropped last minute and they need to go ahead and fill it. So you can browse that board to see if there are any orders that you can pick up last minute, but most of the time they are going to send you the orders directly to you and you can decide whether or not you want to pick up that order. Again, this is one of the apps that I do use on a regular. So if you do want to see the orders from start to finish, I do have a playlist for my Delivered deliveries and you can go ahead and check those out to kind of get a feel of what to expect from, like I said, start to finish. Now, moving on to the second app, Deliver That. Now, this is the second app that I use on a regular along with Delivered. Now, most of these catering delivery apps, they are partnered with ezCater. ezCater is the platform where most of the catering orders are going to be placed through. And from there, they get distributed to the various catering delivery apps. So Deliver That has ezCater orders, and they also have Olo orders, and they have orders that are direct from the restaurant. Now, the reason I mention this is because this plays a huge part in the pay that you're going to be getting for these orders. With ezCater orders, you're actually going to be getting paid through a tip pool. So you'll get your standard delivery commission, your base pay, and then you split the tip between all of the other ezCater orders for that day. Now, I'm not going to go ahead and get too much into the ezCater tip pool. I do have a video discussing it, talking about the pros and the cons. So if you want to check that video out, you are welcome to. But the pay, it can vary when it comes to ezCater. So you could potentially get paid like 25 or 26 bucks all the way up to maybe $40, $50, just depending on the size of the order. Now, with Olo orders and orders that are direct from the restaurant, you will be keeping 100% of that tip, which could be a good thing or a bad thing. I had an order on Deliver That was direct from the restaurant, got a $40 tip on top of delivery commission, so ended up getting paid about 50 something bucks. But on the other hand, you might get an order with little to no tip, and you might be walking away with maybe like 10 or 15 bucks. It just kind of depends. So that's why I kind of do prefer Delivered a little bit more over Deliver That, because you're guaranteed to get that $20 payout whether or not the customer tips or not, and if it's a small order, like I said. So yeah, every app has its pros and cons, of course, right? But in regards to pay with Deliver That, like I said, it can just vary based off of the order that you're going to be delivering. So for the pay, you will be getting paid once a week. Now, to get orders, these orders are going to be sent out to everyone that is in your area. It's going based off of your current location. So you will be competing with other drivers to snag orders. Now, they do have a tier program. You can go and get priority if you take the preferred driver test. I personally haven't had the chance to take it yet. Yeah, I'm technically not eligible yet. I don't have enough orders under my belt, but in time, I'm gonna go ahead and take that test so I can go and get priority on these orders. But regardless, it's still a pretty solid app in my opinion. Now, the next app on this list is called Zifty. Now, Zifty is an app that I had signed up for probably about a year or so ago, but I ended up uninstalling the app because it just didn't work out for me. Now, they advertise that you can earn on average about $28 per delivery, and the pay frequency, you will be getting paid up to 3 times a week. Now, the thing that I did not like about Zifty personally is that all of the orders that were being sent to me were in the city, usually around downtown, and I'm like 20 plus miles away from the city. So it's kind of hard to justify going and taking a $25 or $30, $40 delivery when I gotta drive 20 miles into the city to get to point A, pick up the food, drop it off, and then come 20 plus miles back home. So again, like I mentioned before, I do this part-time. So I just kind of pick up orders as I can here and there. I'm not out for like hours on end in a specific area doing work and then I come home. You know, my schedule's kind of all over the place. So this app, unfortunately, just doesn't work for me. The other thing that I had an issue with is that they stack some orders sometimes. So you would see a pickup with 2 deliveries or 2 pickups and 2 deliveries, and the payout would be like 35 or 40 bucks. So doing all that driving for 40 bucks, I couldn't really justify it. But if you are someone that lives in a major city or pretty close to a major city, you know, this might actually be an app that works for you. I've had a lot of people say in my comment section that they've had some pretty good Zifty orders, and I'm not doubting it. You know, I'm happy for y'all. Honestly, I'm really happy, but going downtown, going into the city, it's just not my cup of tea. So if the pay is worth it, sure, but if I'm only getting paid like 30, 40 bucks, it's kind of hard to justify it for me. But it's still definitely an app that you can check out and see if it works for you. All right, the next app on this list is called Wagon. So Red Wagon is actually an app that I recently signed up for a few weeks ago. And so far I haven't taken any orders from them yet, but honestly, it's kind of looking like it's another Zifty situation because all of the orders that I have seen are in the city. So I'm gonna go and give it a little bit of time, see if it works out. But yeah, still a new app for me. Now, so far, the lowest paying order that I have seen on this app was about $24, and the highest paying I've seen was about $50. So I would say that you're probably gonna look at around maybe $30 on average per order, maybe less, maybe more. Now, as far as pay frequency, you will be getting paid weekly, but they are currently looking into same-day payment as well. So far from everything that I've seen, everything looks straightforward. Now, the one thing I will say about this app before you start looking up this app in your app store or Play Store, their app is not called Red Wagon. They actually use another app called Cartwheel, and Cartwheel kind of works like a buffer, I guess you can say. You have to put the company that you're working for in there, and then you go and sign in. So there could be a possibility that there are other gig apps that you can use with Cartwheel as well. Now, I don't know how that integration works if you have multiple apps on Cartwheel, but currently Red Wagon does use the Cartwheel app. So I just want to let you know that. But you can't install Cartwheel and sign up for Red Wagon. You have to go to their website, sign up, and then you'll get all of your login information so you can access the Cartwheel app for Red Wagon. So yeah, their process is a little bit different, but I just wanted to point that out just in case, because I know some people, they might be hearing these apps and they're like, oh, let me go ahead and start downloading the app, and then looking like, where's Red Wagon? All right, moving on to the next app. This app is called Simdi or Simdi, or I'm sorry, I'm probably butchering this name, but I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really find too much information on this app. I didn't find any videos on YouTube other than their own videos showing the process and everything. Now, here is all the information I was able to find. So you're gonna be averaging $15 to $50 per order. You'll get paid twice a week, and most of the deliveries are gonna be within a 10-mile radius, which honestly isn't too bad. I honestly would say do more research on this app before you go and sign up. I mean, I went to their website to apply to drive, and unfortunately they don't really have anything in the Midwest area. Most of the jobs that they do have are gonna be Massachusetts, New York, Arizona, New Jersey, Georgia. Yeah, a few different states, but nothing in the Midwest for me. But yeah, I honestly don't have too much information about them. I would assume you'll probably get more info if you were to sign up. And you know, one, you can see the experience, and I'm pretty sure they have some onboarding material you can review, stuff like that. So, but yeah, still another option. Like I said, if you're in those states, go ahead and check it out. And last but not least, the last app we have on this list is called Foodja. Now, Foodja has actually been on my list for a bit, but unfortunately they are not taking any drivers in my area. So maybe in the future I can go ahead and look into them. But as far as the pay, they advertise that you can make 40 to 60 per hour during the lunch period, delivering 1 to 2 orders. And they also offer a fast start bonus of an additional $250 on top of all of your other earnings after completing 20 deliveries in your first 30 days. So I would say that's a pretty good incentive. So I honestly would say that's a pretty good bonus. So yeah, if you have the opportunity to go and sign up for Foodja, I would say go ahead and take full advantage and go ahead and get you a free extra $250. Pay frequency, you're going to be paid every single week. Pretty self-explanatory here. You know, the standard, you know, picking up the food, you go to the office or wherever you have to go and deliver it, set up. But yeah, definitely go ahead and check out this app and see if it's in your market and see if you're able to go ahead and sign up. Now, some of you guys may have seen this list and you're like, well, some of these apps are not in my market. You know, they don't have any availability. I'm on a wait list. Well, there are actually a few other apps that do offer catering gigs, even though catering may or may not be their primary focus. So just to run through this list really quick, you have your standard food delivery apps like DoorDash, for instance. They have their large order program where you can go and get catering orders. You have Skipcart, where Skipcart, actually I did get a $77 payout on a catering order to deliver it 1 mile, like pretty much up the street around the corner right there. Skipcar does offer a lot of different delivery gigs, but the issue is that they aren't very frequent. I might see like 1 order in like a couple hours. So, you know, I would assume it varies market to market, but just throwing it out there. Another app you can check out is MetroB. So MetroB, I think they are technically known primarily for their catering orders. They kind of have a system similar to Roadie where you have to put in a bid for the order. And unfortunately for me, a lot of the orders that they do offer are in the city. So I've been on this app for a while. I just haven't taken any deliveries. So they do offer a few different delivery services, but I would say catering is probably their primary. And last but not least, we have Referral. So this is another app I signed up for a couple months ago. I do actually get offers sent to me fairly frequently. A lot of them are going to be the urgent orders or emergency orders, probably like cancellations where they have to go and find a new driver. But again, a lot of these are in the city. So the thing about Referral, they have a lot of different delivery types. So probably more than MetroB and Skipcar combined. But yeah, they have a lot of stuff that you can go ahead and deliver. So I have seen a couple catering orders on here. And like I said, a lot of them, they do seem to be in the city. So, but yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I got for this video. I know this might have been a handful of information, but you know, I just wanted to make sure that I was as thorough as possible. And like I said before, you know, especially for Deliver It and Deliver That, those are apps that I do on a regular. So if you want more information, I have a plethora of delivery videos on both of those apps. I have a lot of videos going over some specifics on the apps as far as how-tos with the apps, pros and cons, all kinds of stuff. So if you want to kind of get an idea of what to expect for some of these apps, I would suggest that you check out those videos. Like I said, I have playlists for everything, or you can just search Delivered or Deliver That or catering or whatever it may be. There is a lot of information on this channel that'll help you in figuring out, you know, how to navigate catering. But I would love to know your thoughts on this list. If you've worked on any of these apps, I would love to know your experience and what is your favorite catering app that you're currently using. And of course, if you have any other apps that you would like to add to the list, just let us know in the comments. Now, before I go, I have to remind you guys to leave a like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you do not miss a video. But I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one. And as always, stay safe out there and keep grinding.